What's up, everybody? Hey, Tom Laird here, host of the Advice from a Call Center Geek podcast and founder of Expivia. For exceptional contact center outsourcing, trust Expivia. We're fully AI-driven, as all of you know, and can handle voice, email, chat, and all of your digital channels. Our 600-seat USA contact center is expert in healthcare, financial services, insurance, tech support, retail, and more. Experts on the NICE CX1 platform, we ensure seamless customer experiences. DM me or visit expiviausa.com for more.
This is Advice from a Call Center Geek, a weekly podcast with a focus on all things call center. We'll cover it all from call center operations, hiring, culture, technology, and education. We're here to give you actionable items to improve the quality of yours and your customers' experience. This is an evolving industry with creative minds and ambitious people like this guy. Not only is his passion call center operations, but he's our host. He's the CEO of Expivia Interaction Marketing Group and the Call Center Geek himself, Tom Laird.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Advice from a Call Center Geek, the call center and contact center podcast. We try to give you some actionable items, take back in your contact center, improve the overall quality, improve the agent experience, hopefully improve your customer experience as well. Damn, I'm getting good at that. I've only done it for about 140 episodes. How's everybody doing? My name is Tom Laird. I'm the CEO of Expivia Interaction Marketing. Expivia is a 600-plus call center outsourcing organization helping companies and organizations with their customer experience, located here in northwestern Pennsylvania. How's everybody doing? Want to make a quick announcement for next week's podcast. Super excited. We're going to have James Dodkins on the episode. If you do not know who he is, you need to go right now to YouTube and search for him and watch some of his keynote addresses, right? Dude is just literally a rock star. He played guitar in a heavy metal band. He's released albums, and he kind of came to an epiphany, right, where he's really good at customer experience. He's really good at building community. So he's a customer experience rock star. He's a number one best-selling author. He hosts Amazon Prime's This Week in CX. He's also the UK's number one customer experience influencer, and just an awesome guy. Just did a keynote as well at Call Center Week, if any of you guys were down there as well. But will be a really fun episode. We're going to stay away from the technology aspect, really talk about community, talking about just CX when it comes to the individual, when it comes to the improving your experience with your customer. So again, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get off the wall on some certain things too, but probably more of a super informative podcast that I'm really looking forward to. But I think it's going to be a little bit more fun than maybe just me talking to you guys too. So not that this isn't fun, but hey, it's 2022. And this is pretty much the first, I had a couple kind of announcements, but this is really the first podcast of the new year. And this is the time of year when I kind of take stock at my company, my organization, my call center. And, you know, we start to do this fourth quarter, and I did do an episode kind of on that of kind of what I'm thinking about and how we kind of go into 2022. But if you've not kind of done a little bit of at least a mental strategic plan for your contact center, now's a great time to do it. And I want to take you through the thought process of kind of what I do. And I kind of always break it down into kind of four categories. It changes sometimes, you know, a little bit here or there, depending on kind of what we're going through. If there's COVID, we're moving people for work from home, you know, those kind of things. But generally, you know, we stick with technology, agent and culture, reporting, and our telephony piece, and our management training, management education. And, you know, we really kind of can parse through everything from hiring to goal keeping to keeping KPIs, improving KPIs. Everything that we do can kind of be summed up in those kind of four things. Again, technology, agent experience, culture, kind of reporting and our telephony piece, and how we're dealing with our management and our middle management. So, you know, the first piece is technology that I think you need to really think about. And this does not mean, hey, are we going to make any, you know, large investments in technology? Although it should. You know, if you're thinking and you have budget for it, what are some of the things that you really need to look at? Do you need to improve your efficiency? Do you need to improve your customer experience? Do you need to improve reporting when it comes to things like CSAT or NPS? Is your self-service model not where it needs to be, right? So I would love, and one of the fun things for me is to talk with people that are going through those processes and say, hey, I have a budget for X. The one department wants this, I want this, the on-floor guys want this. What do you think? And kind of doing that kind of research and analysis. So if any of you guys have any questions on, maybe where you should put your dollars, or at least want a third-party opinion, I'm more happy to do that for you. Hit me up and we can have a conversation. But a lot of this, and I love to look at the technology that we have, right? And how do we use the technology that we have better? Because every single one of you, and if you say you're not, you're lying, is not using all the pieces to your puzzle fully. We're not either. There's some things that I really want to dig deeper to when it comes to analytics, when it comes to workforce management, when it comes to our workforce intelligence and how we're routing things on the floor, right? There's certain things that just have been kind of like bugging me, like a stone in my shoe, right? We just got to get to it. So coming up with a plan for that, again, any big purchases, that totally makes sense, but really look at and talk to your supervisors, talk to your middle management about how they do certain things. Make sure that you have the kind of the intelligence can kind of get through your entire call center, right? Don't have just that one person who knows how to do everything. Make sure that we're trying to get everybody to use the technology as much as you possibly can. I think that that's a huge piece of it, and it's a great time of year to have those discussions with your middle management to try to utilize, whether it's analytics, whether it's your ACD, your workforce management, any of that type of software that you can probably do with your management team. And then obviously you can have some conversations on some integrations and those types of things. But, I think really when we're talking about hands-on in the call center, don't wait for IT to come to you to fix things. Be a little bit more proactive. Talk to your team. See what you can do really on the floor. You're going to find huge benefits of it. I know, especially in larger organizations, IT can be, they can be IT, right? We don't need to really get into that. We all know what I'm talking about. So if you have those issues, don't make it an excuse. Push forward and try to see what you guys can do on your own. When it comes to agent and culture, I think that this is huge. And you should try to do something every single year when it comes to this. Whether it is how we're going to engage our reps better at work from home, how are we going to play more games, how are we going to talk to them more, how are we going to give them better goal setting every single day. Do we need to change how we onboard? Do we need to change how we onboard the day, let alone onboard a new agent? How are we talking to our agents and staying engaged throughout the day? Look at what you're doing. Look at those processes. I've done 42,000 podcast episodes on every single one of those things that I just said. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, but go look at all the material that we've done and start to utilize some of the stuff when it comes to your beginning year strategic plan. The other thing is, do you need to change your goals? Do you need to change how you're giving your associates goals? Do you need to change what KPIs that you're looking at? Do you need to look at your education, not only from an onboarding standpoint, but your ongoing education? One of the things, and I'm jumping ahead here because it's going to be in our management part here, but we're doing an Expivia University, right? And we are totally revamping our management trainee program. We're going to utilize a lot of the things. Again, we utilize pretty much everything I say, but it has not been in a format that I've really felt comfortable with. So with all this content, with all the things that we're talking about, we're really going to make an awesome course, and I'm going to give this to all you guys too. So, you don't need to kind of fret about that. I think it's going to be really cool. But again, it's going to be Expivia specific, Expivia culture specific. So if there's certain things that you need to do from an educational standpoint from your end, now's the time. If you need to talk to HR about how you're hiring, who you're hiring, are you hiring for culture? Have you defined your culture? I have it's one of my favorite episodes, and it's like the third or fourth episode we did, which was on defining culture in your contact center. Like, again, you guys know, you've heard me say it 400 times. We say a sunshine attitude and an entrepreneurial mindset is the culture here at Expivia. That boils down to attitude and effort. Everyone here knows attitude and effort. Like, it's all over the place. Everybody talks about it. They understand that we're hiring, we're promoting, we're incenting off of attitude and effort. Those are our two pillars. What are your pillars? Do you have pillars? If you don't, then now's the perfect time to talk with your team and come up with what is important to your call center. How can you kind of get a little tagline, and how can you start to develop that for this year? When it comes to reporting, I think, this is a huge piece of it too. Every single time, and I will say every single time that we onboard a new client, they always say our reporting's terrible. I don't have the information that you need. Can you give me this daily? Right? There's a hunger and a thirst, I guess, for really good reporting. And if you don't have it, that's an issue. So take a look at that. Take a look at what tools you utilize right now. Go on YouTube. Learn how to use your platform. Learn how to pull reports better. Make sure that your team understands. It's an eye-opening experience when you don't have information, and then the next day you have that information because somebody found it or found out how to do it. It just uplifts the whole center, and it improves everything when you actually have metrics. So again, I'm here to help you with that as well. Like if you have a telephony platform and you're not sure, I've taken demos of so many platforms. I'm sure I can help you and at least, kind of figure out what reports you need as well. Again, I just did a podcast. I know I keep saying this, but there's so much information here about 2 months ago on my 5 favorite reports. Make sure that you have those reports, right? Make sure from a daily standpoint, from a weekly and a monthly standpoint, that's going to give you a really good snapshot on where you are. Look at your reporting. It's really important. Look at your dashboards. Do you have dashboards? Do you have them set up properly? Are they giving you the information that you need, right? You're a call center manager. You're not a call center helpless, right? You don't need to wait for your IT team to make these changes, right? If you don't know how to do something, there's so many resources out there. It's time to get off your dupa, right? And help your team, talk to your team, and you can figure things out. You guys are all smart. We can figure out how to create a really cool dashboard. Again, I'm here as a resource as well. But guess what? There's this really cool thing called YouTube, and you're going to find a lot of information there as well. Management. Do you have a management trainee program, right? Again, we have a bunch of material on that. I'm going to be posting things for your first and second quarter on our management training program that we're redoing and revamping. But how do you manage, right? How are you, what are you allowing to happen in your contact center? Do you have issues, right? This is the time, right? Everybody kind of has a clean slate. And if you need to go attack something from a cultural standpoint, if you have a supervisor or management that you need to talk to, that you want to get on a different path than what you kind of see what they're on, now's the time to do that, right? There's not a better time. So take the opportunity that you have here at the beginning of the year and take a fresh look at your contact center. Take a fresh look at your customer experience. Take a fresh look at the agents that are in your contact center. Take a fresh look at your technology. Do you need to make changes? What do you want to tweak? Every year, something needs tweaked in every single contact center and every single business everywhere. Now's the time to really take a hard look and come up with a plan to fix or to tweak or to make things better. And I guarantee that your call center agents, your call center supervisors might hate change for a little bit, but they will understand. And now's the best time to kind of get them to kind of push through with you. Last thing I want to talk about, any policies and procedures that you have, right? Has something been kind of bothering you that reps have been doing, the supervisors have been doing, you want to make a change? If there's any policies, procedures, especially when it comes to work from home, now's the time, right? And this kind of ties right into kind of that agent and culture aspect. But talk to HR. Now's the time to implement things. Don't wait a quarter, 2 quarters to kind of figure things out. You know what happened last year. You know what things you need to change. Now's the time to act, right? I don't want you to think. I want you to think, but I want you to act, right? Now's not the time to start conversations for second quarter. Let's start to make a couple changes here and push through the year and be in a really good spot, by the time that March, April, May comes and starting to get warmer out and we can make some other changes as well. Guys, I want to tell you as well, I have the new book. It's called Advice from a Call Center Geek 3.0. That will be out on Amazon this week. you can check my LinkedIn depending on when you listen to this. I'm going to leave that the free download PDF. It will be up there for a couple more days. So again, check my LinkedIn and kind of go through my last post. You'll be able to see it there. But again, thank you guys very much, and I will talk to all of you next week. Get that plan going.